Küresel ekonomide networkerlar panelimize geçeceğiz. Moderatörümüz Sayın Türkiye Kadın Girişimciler İletişim Ağı Başkanı Profesör Doktor Sayın Yasemin Açık'ı moderatörlük için sahneye davet ediyorum. Ve konuşmacılarımız Yunanistan I4U Grek Mentoring Network Başkanı Sayın Danae Bezantakou, Polonya Women Congress Danışma Kurulu üyesi Sayın Agnieszka Blinska, Gürcistan Caucus Council International Başkanı Sayın Nona Mamulashvili, Mısır Kadın İstihdamı Destekleme Kurumu Başkanı Sayın Riham Adel Mohy, İsveç Girişimcilik, Enerji ve İletişim Bakanlığı Birimi Başkanı Sayın Henrietta Schönenstern, değerli katılımcılarımız, bir de hatırlatma yapmak istiyorum izninizle. Saat 19.30'da öğlen yemeğini vermiş olduğumuz manzara salonunda bir gala yemeğimiz olacak. Bütün davetlilerimizi orada bekliyoruz.
Değerli katılımcılar, ikinci oturumumuza hoş geldiniz tekrar. İkinci oturumumuzun konusu küresel ekonomide networkler. Bilindiği gibi networkler gerek sosyal yaşamımızda gerekse iş yaşamımızda son dönemlerde tüm dünyada çok önemli olmaya başladı. Özellikle dünyanın değişik yörelerinde yapılan çeşitli iş etkinliklerinde, başka yörelerdeki fırsatlar ve yaşanan iş alanındaki değişikliklerin irdelenmesinde ya da insanların bir araya gelerek işbirliği oluşturmalarında, yeni iş imkanları ve fırsatları yaratmalarında networklerin önemi çok büyüktür. Bu anlamda bu panelde 6 tane konuşmacımız olacak. Birinci konuşmacımız Yunanistan'dan. Toplam süremiz 1 saat 15 dakika. Her konuşmacımıza ortalama 12 dakika süre vermemiz gerekiyor. İlk konuşmacımız Yunanistan'dan Danae Bezantakou. Danae Navigators Shipping Consultants şirketi genel müdürüdür. Mart 2011'de Amerika'da 92 ülkede 100 kadın girişimcinin katıldığı Women in Leadership programının kapsamında International Visitor Leadership programında Yunanistan temsilcisi olarak seçilmiştir. Yunanistan'daki kadın girişimcileri güçlendirmek amacıyla Ocak 2011'de kurulan I4U Greek Mentoring Network'ün başkanı olarak olan Bezantakou, lisansını İngiltere'de Surrey Üniversitesi Uluslararası Konukseverlik ve Turizm Yönetim bölümünde tamamlanmıştır. Ben sözü Mrs. Bezantakou'ya veriyorum. Please start your presentation, Mrs. Bezantakou.
So, do you listen me? Okay, let's play the video and we will continue. Let's play the video about how many times the music, maybe? There is the music? No music. We will also find the music, don't worry. It's happening also to the male conferences, not only to the female. Here shows how many times we want to go a step further and we go back. Many times, especially the women. We're thinking about doing something. We see our boyfriend with another girl, we say let's leave or go there. There is a fear always inside that we don't take it out. We keep it, and sometimes we must go for it. And we must dance, we must swim, we must make the photo shooting, we must give to the director what we have worked for, We have to kiss our boyfriend because it's our boyfriend, it's not hers. And we must see our fears. Because at the end, we don't have any fear inside us. We just think that we are having some fears. Is it okay? I can also take microphone. I can also speak like this if you want. I'm okay? Okay, let's go for it. This is I4U. I4U is the first Greek mentoring network. I am an entrepreneur. This is me, it's Danae. I am Managing Director of Navigator Shipping Consultants. It's a shipping company representing port agencies and towing companies worldwide, and we cooperate with ship owners all over the world. Matilda Hotel is a hotel in Zakynthos Island in the Ionian Sea. Kefi Tours and Conferences is a travel agency. And Greek Food Obsessions, my new company that I have started before 6 months, and we're trying to export Greek gourmet products. This is the entrepreneur. It's difficult to be an entrepreneur, and especially a woman. But the only way to predict the future is to create it. And here comes I4U. And we can do it. How I4U started? Before 2 years, it started right here in Istanbul. On the 24th of January 2011, 8 women entrepreneurs, Xenia Kurtoglu is one of them and she's here, we met in Invest for the Future in Istanbul in Turkey. And then I represented Greece in IVLP program with Hillary Clinton, 100 women from 92 countries. 6 of us, we are here today. What is I4U? I4U is the Greek Mentoring Network, a non-profit organization that we want to empower women entrepreneurs. I4U has been built just after my return from USA. The tools. We have the mentors-mentees meetings. Our mentors are seasoned entrepreneurs and educators whose experience and insights will help the mentee see things in a different way, encouraging her in her everyday quest for success. And networking, breakfasts, conferences, and online activation. In May 2013, we're proud that we have 31 mentors-mentees pairs. So presently, we are mentoring 31 women businesses with male and female mentors from the business community. Our first conference, with the help of the US Embassy in Athens and the Department of State, we created our first conference in April of 2012, and we did it, Let's Make It Happen. 200 women entrepreneurs were there, one of the biggest women conferences in Greece. And then the networking breakfast in July of 2012. Some of the ladies that are here today, Agnieszka from Poland, Henrietta from Sweden, Sita from Switzerland, Zeynep from UK and Turkey, Snezana from Montenegro, they came in Greece and we had a networking breakfast with many entrepreneurs. Another networking session in the Deputy Chief of Mission of the US Embassy in Athens, where 150 women entrepreneurs were gathered. And then, in February of 2013, we presented to the US Ambassador in Greece and to the President of the Hellenic Entrepreneurship Award our I4U businesses. In September of 2012, we also had a meeting with other entrepreneurship organizations because, as you know, Greece is in crisis, but crises bring opportunities. So I believe, I am a fan of crisis, and crisis has been very good with me because I believe that if you want to work, you can work, and with crisis you work more, so you can achieve more things. So we had a meeting, all the entrepreneurship organizations, first time in Greece, and we had very good results. In November of 2012, myself and Efi Karakicio of I4U, we represented Greece in Invest for the Future in Warsaw, where Agnieszka has organized it, and many women from all over Europe met there. This is the dream of I4U, to create the European Mentoring Network. And up to now, we have countries that they really want it, And we have started it in Georgia. Irina is here. Last July, I visited Georgia with some other women entrepreneurs, and we created the I4U in Georgia and also in Macedonia. Next month, we have the conference in Macedonia, and we will also continue this because it's very important what mentoring brings to women. Many opportunities. We can exchange opinions on mentoring, and we can exchange what we have lived. This is very important. Let's imagine if you had somebody when you started your career to help you and to give you the right advices. This is what we do. If any women entrepreneur in Greece needs a lawyer, needs a financial consultant, we have people to help them to solve their problems. Several events that I4U participated. We speak all over Greece and outside Greece and in the international conference in order to show how mentoring has helped our country to see a better page. And as you listen, Greece is getting is getting better. And as they say, in tourism, we will have a great year because we all worked and we understood that we must help each other. And we can do it through mentoring. We have seen it also with other countries. My IVLP friends that they are here today, we're helping each other and we empower each other in order to see a better day. What we have done in a year, 6 mentors-mentees meetings. The mentors are meeting with mentees in meetings and then they choose each other. And this is how we have created 31 pairs. 6 networking events, 31 mentors-mentees pairs, 967 Facebook friends until yesterday. I hope today we will have more. 2,000 plus participants in our events, 80 official I4U friends. And of course, we have participated as speakers in more than 50 entrepreneurship events. Some of the Greek women entrepreneurs that have helped our country, and some young ones. We are very proud. The one in the middle is not an entrepreneur, but she has been voted the #1 woman scientist in the world, and she is a Greek one. So, change ahead. But the evolution is not fair for everyone. Some people do not like the women to speak. Some people do not like women to work more and to be CEOs. And to tell you the truth, I'm not a fan of conferences like that they invite only women. No, we must also have men to hear how we can succeed together. Because men are keeping the majority of the CEO positions worldwide. So we need men to hear what we believe. And then, with the teamwork, we will find a better tomorrow. Imagine this happening with many women. Do you believe that this car will leave the pit stop? Have you seen any women team in a Formula One? So why? Because we act individually, as other speakers said. We must act as team. And we must leave this car to leave the pit stop in 2 seconds. I don't know, 1 second plus, so. We must do it. This is what we must do. And we must dream big. Women are not thinking big. What could happen if Lehman Brothers was Lehman Sisters? Nobody has replied to this question. So we can do it. Of course, it's not easy to dream big, and you have to have many steps until you finally do it. I won't do it. I cannot do it. I want to do it. How do I do it? I will try to do it. I can do it. I will do it. Yes, I did it. This is the woman. Is going after many, how can I say, many thoughts until we finally do something. But, as Steve Jobs said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. We must love ourselves. We must understand that in order to achieve, we will make sacrifices. Do you know that many people are asking me, are you having a husband? Yes. And a child? Yes. So, with your husband, it's okay. Of course there are problems, and of course I have arguments with my husband. Do you believe that I have a very nice life that my husband says, you work 10 hours, you are the best wife I could ever met? No, he misses me. But it's a teamwork. And this is how we must discuss with our husbands to act like team. Dear optimist, pessimist, and realist, while you guys were busy arguing about the glass of water, I drank it, the opportunist. So let's have some female opportunists. And there are two kinds of people in the world, you and everyone else. So it's not bad if you are different. Believe in yourself. I'm not the woman president of Harvard, I'm the president of Harvard. And the woman who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. The woman who walks alone is likely to find herself in places no one has ever been before. This is what Albert Einstein has told. But I have this problem in my house. This is my daughter, and she wears this blouse that says, anything girls can do, boys can do better. So of course I'm trying to convince the next generation, that it's my daughter, that we can do more things and to believe in herself. Because the women businesses are more profitable than the men's. It's the statistics we're speaking. I'm seeing here the men, I'm not saying, it's the statistics. And also, if we want to do it, we're multitaskers. You know, we have many roles. So as we're multitaskers, we can create more things. Now we'll show you a video. It will play a video about how I believe that the entrepreneur is. It does not always work like we want. Imagine yourself in his position. He was he would won the medal. He would won. He was favored to medal. And it was the only opportunity he had. After 4 years, he will be very old to run. And suddenly, the dream stops. It's the only opportunity he has for a big project. The most important project of his life, to finish one race. He has worked 4 years for these seconds.
Then I am still and wait here in silence.
But
Till you come and
he continued, although he knew that he would lose.
you raise me up
Although he knew that he would finish the race
on
last. He would be the last one.
raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up
I have seen this video many times,
more than I can be.
but it's always the same. And his father says, stop. Many times our parents, our husbands, our brothers are saying to us, never mind, go to your child. Stop working. And sometimes we must not stop, even though it's the easy way to do it, to stop. So they continued. 65,000 people
You raise me up
gave him
so
the best time of his life.
mountains. You raise me up to walk
He felt better than if he had won.
I am strong when I am
When you
on
don't give
your
up, you cannot fail.
shoulders. You raise me up.
So we cannot give up and we must not fail. Thank you very much.
Thank you for presentation. Değerli katılımcılar, Bezantakou, kadın girişimcilerin eğitim toplantıları yaptıklarını, kadın girişimciler arasında network oluşturduklarından bahsettiler. Ve değişik ülkelerde networklerle ilgili toplantıları düzenlemekteler. Değişimin önündeki engelleri kaldırmamız gerektiğini, takım bilinciyle çalışmamız gerektiğini, bireysel hareket etmememiz gerektiğini, hızlı olmamız ve büyük düşünmemizi önerdi. Farklıysanız önemli değil, kendinize inanın dedi. Ve network oluştururken de birbirimize destek olmamızı, yardımcı olmamızı da önerdi. İkinci konuşmacımız Agnieszka Blinska, Polonya'dan Vital Voices CEO'su. Agnieszka Blinska, Vital Voices CEO'su olarak ve kurucu ortağı olarak 2009-2011 yılları arasında Polonya'da Profesyonel Kadın Network Yönetim Kurulu Başkanlığı'nı yürütmüştür. 2002-2009 yılları arasında ise İskandinavya Polonya Ticaret Odası Müdürlüğü ve Yönetim Kurulu üyeliği görevinde bulunmuştur. Varşova Polish Open Üniversitesi Strateji Yönetimi üzerinde ve London School'da halk ilişkileri üzerinde MBA yapmıştır. Danışmanlık ve kadın önderlik programlarında uzmandır ve şu anda kendisi Avrupa Kadın Kongresi'nin Danışma Kurulu Konseyi üyeliği görevindedir. 2011 yılında yapılan kadının önderliği, kurumsal liderlik ve girişimcilikte kadınların gelişimi konulu ABD Dışişleri Bakanlığı programından mezun olmuştur. Ben konuşmaları için davet ediyorum. Please start your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. It's my first time in Istanbul, and I would like to thank a lot Zeynep for the invitation. It's my pleasure. And I need to tell you that I was really moved by Danae and the film, and I lost concentration a little bit. It was really, really nice. Thank you. Maybe I will start with saying that I realized preparing to this conference that all good things which happened to me within past 5 years are very much related to good and effective networking, and maybe that's why I'm here. I really believe that good networking and good contacts, it's something really you should invest in. Shortly about Vital Voices, because I think it's important that I tell you what we are doing. That's the Polish chapter of global organization established by Hillary Clinton and Madeleine Albright. And what we think is the right thing to do is to invest in women leaders. And as soon as we find women leaders, we just take them for the great programs, and we can observe. Then after 3 weeks, they are getting empowered. And we know that those factors of empowerment are, first of all, good mentoring, then good education, and also great networking. So I have 3 short key messages for you for today. The first one is that why is worth to invest in your network? The second one is a little bit about women's solidarity. And then the last one is that I do believe that strong network, it's a good basis for mentoring. That's what Danae said before. So, I know that for myself and my friends, that good networking, it's a key success factor for advancing women's career. And as soon as you realize how to do that, you very fast believe that it can be considered as a business activity. Because in a smart way and professional way, you can build your so-called social capital. So you can build good contacts around you, not necessarily connected to your profession. And I would like to present shortly the results of the survey, which I did in Poland 2 years ago, when I was a president of Polish Professional Women Network. I wanted to find a good answer for a topic if there are lots of successful women in Poland, then why they are successful? So what happened that they are successful women? So what helped them? And then on the other hand, what were the obstacles? So why they could not be successful if they really want? And the result was, on the number 1 position, the success factor was, of course, knowledge and education. But immediately on the number 2 career success factor was networking. Nearly more than half of women who were responding to our survey, and that was top executive women in Poland and also entrepreneurs, they said that networking is really crucial for them to be a successful woman. And then you realize that when you would like to be involved in networking, then you need some kind of organizations structured when you can do it. And then in our survey, nearly all women said that they are members and active members of different organizations. Some of them were business organizations, and some of them were just women-only organizations. And then we checked in a survey what was the influence of membership of network organizations for them. And here I will read that on number 1, the answer was that networking develops professional and communication skills. Number 2, networking gives support and sense of internal power. And number 3, networking allows me to do something important for the others. And here comes the question about women's solidarity. I was observing in the previous panel discussion, one speaker said that as soon as women have a success, not always helps the other women to follow her. So I'm not going to give you a good recipe what to do, but I do believe that if you want to do something together, then we should remember about women's solidarity and simply help each other. Poland is, let's say, a developed country, but in our survey 2 years ago, nearly 100 respondents said that women do not support each other. But on the other hand, they said that they believe that should support each other because, women have some kind of intuition, and they know that support and investing your time with somebody else's contacts is really extremely important. And here I'm looking at my friend from Palestine who told me, I need to mention that, who told me yesterday that she has a great idea how to develop sales of handmade clothes. And I do believe that she will manage that because of great network she already has. A few words about new leadership model which Vital Voices has developed. It's based on mutual support, it's based on relation, and it's based on mentoring. So we can observe, based on the survey also, that new leadership model is changing. It's changing from the perspective that leader is always on the top of the organizations. It's really changing. And then the message number 3 is about mentoring. I believe that strong network, it's a great basis for friendship and for mentoring. And I don't know if you know more or less what mentoring is than I already said, but it's a voluntarily informal relationship between two individuals, mentor and mentee. And it's based on inspiration, help, sharing the contacts, sharing experience, and also unique stories. And there is some kind of mentoring called peer-to-peer mentoring or simply friendship mentoring, which you can establish as soon as you get to some networking organization. It's really easy, and it's just based on checking what kind of competences you have and you can share with the others. And on the other hand, there are other members of your organization, they know much more than you know. So it's just a matter of good structure of your time and really willingness to support each other. I believe that mentoring is a really powerful tool for improving women leadership. And just summing up, when you start networking, which leads to mentoring, then mentoring leads to leadership. That's the key message I wanted to tell you today. And of course, you should remember that supporting each other and giving your time to somebody else is the most important thing you can do today. Thank you very much.
Çok teşekkür ederim. Sayın Blinska, 3 önemli konu üzerinde durdular. Bunlardan birincisi neden network olmalı, network'ün önemi, diğeri kadın dayanışmasının önemi, bir de güçlü kadınlar arasında işbirliğinden bahsettiler. Bilgi, eğitim ve network'ün öneminden bahsettiler. İyi bir organizasyon yapısına ihtiyaç olduğundan, kadınlar başarılı olduklarında diğer kadınların kendilerini takip etmelerini istemediklerinden, ancak kadın dayanışmasının da çok önemli olduğundan bahsettiler. Araştırma sonuçlarına göre de liderlik modellerinin değiştiğini, mentoring ve arkadaşlık için güçlü bir network ihtiyacı olduğunu ve network'ün kadınların liderliği için ciddi bir araç olduğundan bahsettiler. Networking, mentoring'e, o da liderliğe götürür diye de bitirdiler. Çok teşekkür ediyorum sunuşunuz için. Üçüncü konuşmacımız Nona Mamulashvili, Kafkasus Uluslararası Danışmanlık Şirketi Başkanı Gürcistan'dan. Doktor Nona, Sorbonne Üniversitesi Diplomasi ve Uluslararası İlişkiler konusunda doktora ve Arap tarihi ve İslam uygarlığı konularında yüksek lisans derecelerine sahiptir. İngiltere'nin Westminster Üniversitesi'nde diplomatik araştırmalar yüksek lisansı almış olup, Gürcistan Karadeniz Üniversitesi'nden de iş idaresi lisansı derecesi mevcuttur. Doktor Mamulashvili, Kafkasya'da bulunan danışmanlık kuruluşları içerisinde en yenilikçi ve kadınlar tarafından yürütülen kuruluşlardan biri olan Kafkasya Uluslararası Danışmanlık Başkanı ve kurucusudur. Ayrıca Uluslararası Ticaret Odası Yönetim Kurulu ile Gürcistan Başkan Danışmanlığı görevlerini de yürütmektedir. Kafkasya ve yurt dışında geniş bir uluslararası yelpaze içerisinde yer almıştır. Buyurun, söz sizin.
Thank you very much. Good evening, dear strong ladies and few patient gentlemen. I know there are less and less of us in the room and we are all getting tired, so I will try to make it short and painless. I actually prepared a long and boring speech about the networking, but then I said, okay, you know, if I go and read this, then these people who are in the room, they will just, you know, there will be half of them by the end of my speech. So I will just give you some background. I'll just give you some background about me, about, you know, we love talking about ourselves. So I'll give the background about me, about my company, about Georgia. But first, I would like to thank the ladies that just talked before me, especially Danae. It was amazing, you know, I couldn't help crying, you know, and I was ashamed to cry because you could see my tears here. And I didn't want to, you know, to have it recorded, actually. I will cry afterwards. But that was an amazing, amazing video and very, very inspirational. Now, a few words about my country. I think most of you know that Georgia is not the Georgia in the United States. It's a tiny little country that borders Turkey. we are only 4 million there, but the country is going through huge changes, especially after the Rose Revolution in 2003. And you know, we had few events like the war with Russia, and then the elections. So everything, it makes it more complicates the work for the women in Georgia. But at the same time, you know, it's a challenge, and we as women, we want to take this challenge, okay? It's been 21 centuries that the men are running this world, so why don't take over now and, you know, do some good things? They had enough time to make a mess. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you actually is a few words about the country. As I told you, there are 4 million of us, and 52% are women actually. There is the cult of women in Georgia. You know, the Georgian men, they always say the toasts for the women when they are at the table, and while the women are cooking naturally. So, but the women are taking more and more place in the politics, in business, and they are becoming more visible. I also, at the same time, you know, together with my business, I teach at the university. And when I go to the classes, usually the percentage of the students, it's like 90 to 10, and 90% are women. And they are bright girls, you know, who have the huge potential. Unfortunately, the cultural setting is that they have the education in order to get married successfully. But some of these women, they think, you know, they start to understand that it's the family is very important, but you have to realize yourself as well. So this is actually what happened to me. I did a lot of studies. Honestly, I did about 10 years of studies in different fields. I did my PhDs, I did my masters, and then what happened? I got married, and I got 2 kids, and I stayed home for 2 years. And then one day, my friend calls me and says, look, no, let's go for a lunch and have a chat. We went for a lunch, and she says, you have such an educational background. You have the huge network all around the world, because most of my studies were in France or the United States, even in Venezuela, yes. And you have the huge network of all these people. Why just don't you use it? And prior to that, I worked in the very, very men-oriented companies, multinationals. Luckily, the lady is not here anymore, but I worked for the cigarette companies. One of the few board directors that was a woman, it was myself. So it was the very aggressive industry with all the aggressive men, and I survived for quite some time. Actually, and well, after this conversation, we decided to start the company, which will be a consultancy. And you know, as the women, we're social, we're networkers by birth, let's say. You know, you just go to the men, they have the barriers before they need to get introduced officially, they need to go through all the official parts. We don't have this problem. We just go and say, oh, I love your shoes. And then, you know, and then the conversation starts over there, and then we build on this, and what do you do in life, etc. And then here you go, there is a network, right? So the first thing what I do is that you have a Facebook account, and I put them there. So we keep these people on it's very, very useful that we have the Facebook. I mean, the life has changed since they have invented the Facebook. So now we keep all these contacts. And this is basically the essence of that consultancy, right? When I have people coming to me and say, look, you know, I want to expand my business somewhere in Latin America. Can you help me? Absolutely. I go on my Facebook or I go on my email addresses. I find the people over there and I said, look, you know, there is an opportunity. You want to go and, you know, discuss the issues, and do you want to discuss, you know, potential projects, etc. Why not? And then I put these people together. I think this is the whole thing about the networking, right? And I think women are especially good at networking because they are good in keeping contacts longer, not only for the business things. What we do is we don't only write to each other when we want something from each other. We just write, you know, to tell each other about whatever happens in the family, whatever it's, you know, whatever is happening in the life. We keep contacts much, much better, honestly. Well, my opinion. Sorry for that. I apologize for the gentleman there. But this is basically what I wanted to say about networking. I didn't want to make the formal speech because I think, ladies, you are already tired and the beautiful dinner is waiting, so we need to get dressed and we need to look nice and fresh, so we will need some time for this. And I want to thank again the organizers of this forum, because this is, I mean, I know the logistics behind it and it is huge. And I want to thank especially the organizers for doing this thing and bringing all these beautiful ladies from all around the world in here, putting us in the same room and allowing us to network. And at the same time, I want to thank the Turkish government. They are not here, but just pass on my regards. I want to thank the Turkish government for giving this opportunity to us. You know, it does not happen every day that you have the chance to meet these many beautiful, charming, and strong women at the same time in the same room. So I think this is a great networking opportunity for us, and I want to thank everybody. And basically, you know, I will finish my sentence here, my conversation here, and I will continue networking with you over the gala. Thank you.
Teşekkürler. Thank you. Nona, Gürcistan'da devrimden sonra her şeyin daha güçleşmeye başladığından bahsetti. 4 milyon kadının %42'sinin, 4 milyon nüfusun %42'sinin kadın olduğundan ve daha bu son dönemdeki politikalarla kadınların politik yaşamda daha çok yer aldıklarından ve daha görünür olduklarından bahsetti. Network'in öneminin hem sosyal yaşamda hem de ekonomik yaşamdaki öneminden bahsetti. Ve insanların hayatının bu sosyal iletişim ağlarından sonra, Facebook'tan sonra değiştiğinden söz etti. Çok teşekkür ediyoruz sunumu için. Dördüncü konuşmacımız Riham, Adel, Mohy, Eldin, Mısır, Jobnil, İş Kazandırma ve İnsan Kaynakları Sistemli CEO'su. Mr. Riham Adel Mohy Eldin, Alexandra Üniversitesi'nin ticaret bölümünden mezun olmuştur. Kendisinin ayrıca AAST'den alınmış iş idaresi diploması bulunmaktadır. Mısır'da resmi olarak kurulan ilk girişimcilik kuruluşu olan IWEF'in yönetim kurulu üyesidir. Kendisi ayrıca yıllardır gönüllü olarak Mısır'daki farklı üniversitelerde, okullarda ve kuruluşlarda kariyer geliştirme eğitim kursları vermektedir. Eldin'in Alex Careers isimli iki ayda bir yayımlanan tüm Mısır'da ücretsiz dağıtılan bir dergisi vardır. Please start your presentation, Mrs. Eldin.
Thank you. First, I would like to start, like my friend Nona, I would like to start with thanking everybody who really shared in making this event such a success. I have attended many events for entrepreneurship and many entrepreneurial events, but most of them were mixed, or mainly most of them were out of men, and it's the first time to attend such an amazing event where all are, or most of them are women entrepreneurs, so it feels like paradise. If it just was always like that, it would have been amazing. But this is life anyway. So, my name is Riham Adel. I'm the founder and CEO of the recruitment and HR consultancy firm Jobnile. It was established in the year 1999 as the first of its kind in Alexandria and one of the biggest now in Egypt. Actually, I have learned that whenever someone asks for your advice or asks you to share a knowledge, you should not give an advice, you should share a story. So this is what I'm trying to do, but in a brief way. I know that everybody's seeing it in brief. I will share with you how I do it. If we are going to address the subject on the topic of local and global networks, actually, I'm a member at an Entrepreneurs Business Forum Association since the year 2006. It was the first of its kind in Egypt. And at this entrepreneurship association, we are local entrepreneurs where we share experiences, we share knowledge. Most of them are men, more than 95% are men, but still we can communicate very well because we speak the same language, meaning that we have the same challenges, we are motivated in the same way, we inspire each other. we benefit out of our success stories and the mistakes we do. That's why local network is very important for the people to do the business. And if you don't have a successful local network, you will not be able to benefit out of your global network. As an example, this is one successful example for how global network should be. Another story regarding the global network, I was invited or selected in the year 2012 to be a delegate in an international visitors program in the US to represent Egypt. And we were 30 delegates chosen from 30 different countries to learn and to network with each other. And out of this opportunity, I was able to define an opportunity with the German delegates. And this is how we established a network, and then we maintained it through discussing the opportunity we wanted and the new project we wanted to have together. And now, after 6 months, we are starting and in the process of establishing our new project together to build a vocational institute in Egypt, both together. And if not for this global networking opportunity, and if I was not able to establish it, maintain it, and then develop it, it wouldn't have been made as such an opportunity. So I think that the global networking, whether females together or females and males, whatever, if you really are able to define it and use other resources and tools like the social network to maintain it and to develop it, this can lead to your success at the end, hopefully wishing this success for all of you. And as we say in Egypt, we have a very known sentence that we always use is, knowing people is a treasure. So I think I'm a little bit old-fashioned about a certain thing, which is I don't like to know people because I will seek a certain business benefits out of this relation. Just knowing people is a treasure in itself, and whatever comes out of it, this will be a real gift out of this network and out of this relation. And thank you very much.
Çok teşekkürler. Mısır'da ilk kurulan Girişimcilik Derneği olduklarından bahsettiler. İnsanların iş yapabilmeleri için başarılı yerel ve uluslararası network'ün olması gerektiğinden söz ettiler. İnsanların bilmek bir hazinedir diye ünlü bir atasözleri olduğunu, ancak insanları bilmenin tek başına yetmeyeceğini, onların iletişim ve içlerini bilmeleri ve iletişim kurmalarının da daha önemli olduğundan bahsettiler. 5. konuşmacımız Özlem Özüner Türkiye'den katılacaktı. Oyla Herme Sigorta AŞ'nin CEO'su olarak, ancak bir mazereti nedeniyle katılamadılar. Son konuşmacımız Henrietta Schönenstern, İsveç Girişim, Enerji ve İletişim Bakanlığı Kurum Başkanı. Girişimciliğe, genç girişimcilik ve girişimciliğe yönelik danışmanlık hizmetleri üzerinde başlamıştır. İsveç Ekonomik ve Bölgesel Ajansı'ndaki yıllarında 2008 yılında kadın girişimciliğine yönelik 880 temsilcinin bir araya gelmesini ve hikayelerinin anlatılmasını sağlayarak 107.000 kadın ve kızın hayatlarında rol model olmalarını sağlamıştır. Bu projenin devamını 2009 yılında Avrupa Birliği'nin ortaya çıkardığı Avrupa Birliği Network'ü takip etmiştir. Bayan Schönenstern, karar vericilik ve girişimcilik bilgilerini değerlendirebileceği yaratıcılık enstitüsünde de çalışmıştır. 7 yıl boyunca 2 ayrı sektörde serbest gazeteci olarak ve müze, kamu alanları gibi yerlerde ses ve müzik düzenleme sistemleri kurma konularıyla uğraşmıştır. Gazetecilik ve politika alanlarında da eğitim görmüştür. Please wrap up your presentation.
It's been a long day. Stay strong. Who is an entrepreneur? A man 94% answered in a survey made by the government, the Swedish government, 2007. And about a quarter of all the companies run in Sweden is run by women, and about a third of all the new started companies in Sweden is started up by women. So lack of some progress the last years, there's still underrepresentation of women in enterprise. Therefore, the Swedish government launched a program to promote women's enterprise that comprise about 11 million euro every year between 2008 and 2014. There are 3 pillars in the program. One is to provide the tools, business development, innovation development, etc., directly to the female women entrepreneurs, but also to make women's enterprise possible. And that is, for example, about students at universities, but also not only working with the entrepreneurs, but also working with the system, because the system is favor men. They get more funding and they get more advice than women. And also the third pillar is raising the profile of women entrepreneurs. And here we have role models, and we have the attitudes and the structures and facts and statistics. And we have some early indications that promoting women's businesses in these side programs has effect. Women's enterprising is increasing. I'm going to share some results. We see a higher increase in startups by women. Between 2006 and 2012, we see an increase of 13.2%. The turnover in women's businesses has increased with 38%, and the number of employed has increased with 22%. And the salary has increased with 44% between 2006 and 2012. And we are only in the middle of the program. So we are proud of this positive development. And all too often, entrepreneurship is something that is associated with men and something that men do. And therefore, we have been working with ambassadors for women's entrepreneurship. There's been 900 ambassadors for women entrepreneurship since 2008. And they're doing voluntarily work, going out in schools, telling their story about how they started up their business, sharing knowledge, sharing inspiration, being a role model. And they have met over 107,000 persons at this stage. Most of them are students, most of them are in school. And they're doing this on a voluntary basis. It's a national network, but they're also a network from business to business. And if imitation is a measure of success, this ambassadors project has now an ambassador project on an EU level, where 21 countries have their own EU ambassadors for women entrepreneurship. So we see signs that women's entrepreneurship are increasing, and we see signs that the attitudes are changing and opens up. But unfortunately, this does not cover all the areas. For example, the attitudes towards women in leading positions. To exclude one part of the population, and I'm talking about the part that graduates more than the other part, is that a smart way to think? Those companies and organizations who are open to work with diversity will be sustainable and will survive in the future. I talked earlier about role models. Roger Clinton is one role model, former foreign minister of the United States of America. And she started up an International Council on Women's Business and Leadership. And this council has provided advices and suggestions how to raise women economically globally. Now, the Council has ended their work in the late of February, but the testimony remains, and that is to raise women's economy in the world and to raise women leaders and women in higher position in the world. So, the Minister of Enterprise, Mrs. Annie Lööf, the Swedish Enterprise Minister, she launched a project last week to work with this testimony, and this is the Golden Rules of Leadership. And I'm happy to share this with you today, the Golden Rules of Leadership. The Golden Rules of Leadership is an initiative to increase the possibilities for women to reach and take on leadership positions. I, as a business leader, opinion maker, entrepreneur, and change maker, support a more diverse group of future leaders by signing on and contribute to making a difference, starting here today. So this means in a concrete way to share my network with rising women leaders, actively promote women as role models, endorse and make women leaders more visible. So we started up in Sweden last week, as I said. Brazil and South Africa, they're also working with the Golden Rules and with the testimony, and more countries are coming up. So why not start in Istanbul today? Bring rising women leaders along to meetings. Mention talented women leaders when speaking publicly and act as a role model. So, if you want to know more about this initiative, if you want your colleague to know more about this initiative, if you want that your boss or your partner knows more about this initiative, spread and check out goldenrules.com. There you will find more about the background, the content, and what will happen next. Now you have the chance to be the first one in your country. So, you, my friends.
Sayın Riham, Adel, Mohy için plaketleri sunuyoruz. Sayın Nona, Mamulashvili için plaketleri sunuyoruz. Sayın Agnieszka, Blinska'nın plaketini sunuyoruz. Sayın Danae, Bezantakou'nun plaketini sunuyoruz. Ve Sayın Yasemin Açık'ın plaketini sunuyoruz. Değerli misafirlerimiz, katılımınız için hepinize çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Bu arada iki önemli duyurumuz olacak sizlere. İkili görüşme yapmak isteyen katılımcılarımızın bugün ikili görüşme yapacakları sektörlere kayıt masalarına bildirmeleri gerekmektedir. İlginizi rica ediyorum. Ve öğle yemeğiyle vermiş olduğumuz manzara salonunda, manzara restoranda akşam bir gala yemeğimiz olacak. Hemen panelin ardından biraz sonra sizleri o yemekte görmek istiyoruz. We have a gala dinner at Manzara Restaurant after the panel. We are waiting all our guests